Boston University and Emerson College are both reporting a handful of positive COVID-19 cases among students who have returned to their campuses. And to discuss it all with us is Dr. Daniel Koritskis, Chief of the Division of Infectious Diseases at Brigham and Women's Hospital. Good to see you.
Nice to see you again as well, Emily.
So these colleges elsewhere in the country, I'm talking about Notre Dame, UNC, they've reported dozens of cases. Do colleges that are planning in-person learning perhaps need to revisit their plans at this point?
Well, I think they need to have a plan. I think it's important that, especially for students returning to campus from out of state, that they follow the governor's executive order, and they should all be in quarantine while they're being tested and until their tests return negative. They should then be tested again in a few days to ensure that they really were negative and weren't incubating the virus while they were traveling to the state. It's important that these students remain in small groups so that if there is any exposure, it doesn't infect large numbers of people. And by all means, the students really have to behave responsibly and wear masks and avoid gathering in large groups where they could be starting a spreading event.
Everyone has responsibility. All right, so let's talk about the younger kids. The Department of Public Health just announcing today that in Massachusetts, all kids K through 12, they have to get a flu shot this year. There are some exemptions, those are limited. What's your take on this?
I'm a great fan of the flu vaccine, and I think it's about time that we had a policy that all school-age children should be vaccinated. Children older than 6 months of age are recommended by the American Committee on Immunization Practice to receive flu vaccines annually, and there's no reason not to be vaccinating. So it's a great proposal from the state or requirement from the state, and it fits in exactly with the guidance of public health officials across the country.
And so I think I know the answer to this one, but what about parents, adults? Really, do you think that everyone should get a flu shot, especially this year?
No question that everybody should be getting a flu shot, and this is a particularly important year to be doing so. We want to have everyone as protected as we can from any respiratory viral infections this fall and winter, and getting a flu shot is an important part of that.
Okay, so let's shift gears here. Today, Dr. Fauci talked about some of the long-term effects of COVID-19. So people who seem to have these symptoms or side effects, things like fatigue, muscle aches, months after being infected, he said understanding them is still kind of a work in progress. I feel like so many things are. What do we know about why these people have these extended issues?
Unfortunately, we know very little so far. It's not too surprising that some people might have symptoms that linger on. We know that, for example, with mononucleosis, it can take weeks to months for people to recover, and there are some other infections that may have lingering effects. I wouldn't be surprised at all, and I've heard anecdotally about individuals who had severe COVID-19 and then have had really very prolonged recoveries. We don't know what proportion of people with COVID might be expected to have the lingering symptoms, how long these symptoms may take to resolve, and unfortunately, we don't have any specific treatment to speed the resolution of those symptoms.
So as far as we've come, still so much to learn. All right, Dr. Koritskis, thank you for your time. As always, we really appreciate it.